Integrating Active Directory with vSphere 6.x. Okay, what does it mean? Well, if you remember, if you're following my video, you should remember that I logged in as administrator at vSphere.local, which is a single sign-on domain, and this domain was created during the vCenter setup, right? My vCenter, which is a Windows Server 2012 R2, is a member of Active Directory domain called itsense.com. And by default, what happens that domain admins, or they becomes a member of local administrators group. So does it mean that I can log in as domain admin accounts and manage it? You think so? Let's see. I will keep this as it is, and I will try to use this account, which is this one, vSphere client. So if I say administrator at itsense.com, not vSphere.local, and what do you think? Incorrect user or bad password. Okay, administrator. It's all good, mate. But it won't allow me because itsense, it's not configured as an identity in vSphere. Yes, you heard me right. So how about if I just go as administrator? It will choose the default identity management. What I'm talking about, let me show you. We are here in VMware vSphere Apply. I'm using administrators at vSphere.local, right? I go to home and where? Administration. Okay. We have single sign-on here. Users and groups and configuration. Go to configuration and identity sources. By default, there are only two identity sources. vSphere.local, which is the single sign-on domain created during setup of vCenter, and vCenter, which is a local computer, and this is default. So if I just write administrator and my password, it will validate those credentials against local users of vCenter. So I want to add my Active Directory here. So let's go plus and specify identity source. I would like to use Active Directory integrated authentication. Domain name itsense.com, fine. My computer is a part of a domain, so I will say use machine account, which is absolutely fine. And say okay. Oh yeah. So how about if I make this as default? You just have to click this, set as default domain. And now itsense.com become default identity source. So now we have three sources, right? Now if we go to users and groups, right? And we have users. We have these users added. Administrator and the default one and some default users, right? So I don't know what we have here. Some groups, solution users, Data center administrators. See the group member? There is nobody. Administrators, there is a group. And who is the member? Just vSphere.local. Not even the local administrator. don't want that. I want my domain admin to be member here. Or not necessarily domain admin. Maybe I have another group called vSphere admins. Something like that. Let me just quickly go here. And if we go, I'm on my domain controller. And if we go here to just as an example, the groups. Let's say I create a group here called vSphere admins, and I'm acting as administrator, but just an example. It could be another user. Okay, so we would like to add them, right? And what groups are there? System configuration administrators. There is an administrators group. The local administrators group is there, but in administrators, you see, just user. So what's the best way of dealing with that? DC admin, nothing. Users, of course, we have this user, right? Because we are matching against this vSphere.local, correct? So how to make sure that it's all good? What I will recommend you, if you go here, you can choose itsense.com. Yeah, show group first, and you can add vSphere. So my vSphere admins, they are also administrators. They are in the administrators group. If you want to add a local administrator of vCenter, you can also do that. That's a local administrator account. Some people what they like to do, they like to do the vSphere admins. Let's suppose vSphere admins has different user X, user Y, user Z. They also like to add administrator, domain administrator as an individual person. So it all depends. It's here in my case. But some people like to go with the safer practice in case if this nesting does not work out. Okay. So it's all your call, but that's how you basically assign groups and users. Data DC admins. There's nothing you can add, of course, if you like. Yeah. vSphere. Can I live in domain admin? I mean, it's just an example. You can add any group of your choice that you want to read. Okay. CA admins. It has these people from DC admins. Yep. And So you can add now users from your Active Directory to these groups. And we have users here. I can bring users from my domain. And why these all visible now? IT sense, because we add under identity management. So how about if I minimize this and try now? Sorry, itsense.com, right? Here we go. It accepted. See, I didn't even type the password. It was the same old password. So that's what I'm talking about. You need to add your Active Directory domain, and after that, your Active Directory users can also log in and manage vSphere environment. So this is it, and that's how you configure or integrate your Active Directory with your vSphere 6 environment for identity access. Thank you.